Rejection. It's a word that sends a shiver down our spines, a reality we often avoid at all costs. Whether it's the job that didn't work out, the relationship that ended, or the opportunity that slipped through our fingers, rejection stings. It's easy to see it as a dead end, a definitive sign that we've failed. But what if I told you that rejection is not the end, but the beginning of something greater? The Stoics, ancient philosophers known for their profound resilience, saw rejection not as a personal defeat, but as a redirection, a push towards paths unseen. Today, we'll dive into Stoic wisdom to learn how to transform the sting of rejection into the fuel for future opportunities. If you're ready to flip rejection on its head and use it to build a stronger, more purposeful life, hit that subscribe button and let's embark on this transformative journey together. Embrace rejection as redirection. The Stoics believed that every event in life, including rejection, serves a purpose. Not because of some predetermined fate, but because each experience carries with it an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. Rejection, often perceived as a dead end, is seen by Stoic thinkers as a redirection, a subtle nudge from the universe guiding you towards a path better suited for your true potential. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most renowned Stoic philosophers, captured this beautifully when he said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This powerful insight challenges us to flip our perspective on rejection, viewing it not as a personal failure, but as an essential detour that can lead us to something greater. Instead of getting trapped in the narrative of loss, Stoic wisdom invites us to see every no as a pivot point, a chance to reassess, re-strategize, and realign our actions with our true purpose. Rejection often stings because we internalize it, interpreting it as a reflection of our worth or abilities. It's easy to spiral into self-doubt, replaying every detail of what we could have done differently. But the Stoics teach us that rejection is rarely about us. It's about fit, timing, and perspective. When faced with rejection, instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" the Stoic approach encourages us to ask, "What is this teaching me? How can I use this moment to grow?" This mindset shift is not just about finding a silver lining, it's about actively turning rejection into a powerful catalyst for future action. It reframes rejection from a setback into a springboard that propels us towards opportunities we might never have considered. Imagine each rejection as a signpost, directing you away from paths that are not meant for you, clearing the way for those that are. A practical approach to embracing rejection as redirection is to see it as feedback rather than finality. When a job application is declined, a project proposal is turned down, or a relationship doesn't work out, consider the insights gained from the experience. What did you learn about your strengths, your values, or your true desires? Perhaps that job rejection reveals that you were pursuing a role that didn't align with your skills or passions, or maybe that ended relationship taught you valuable lessons about what you need in a partner. By treating rejection as data, you transform it from an emotional blow into a constructive tool that sharpens your self-awareness and refines your future choices. The Stoics would argue that every rejection carries a hidden message, a lesson that can guide you closer to where you're truly meant to be. Another key Stoic practice is to detach from the outcome and focus on the process. Epictetus, another great Stoic thinker, taught that we should not be disturbed by things outside our control, but should instead focus on our responses to them. Rejection is often beyond our control. We cannot force others to see our value, accept our proposals, or offer us opportunities. What we can control, however, is our reaction, how we interpret the event, how we choose to respond, and how we use the experience to our advantage. By focusing on what you can control, your effort, your attitude, and your willingness to learn, you take back your power. Rejection then becomes less about the closed door and more about the resilience you build in the face of it. Ultimately, embracing rejection as redirection means viewing every setback as a step in your journey, not the end of it. It's about trusting that every no is leading you closer to a yes that is truly aligned with who you are and what you're meant to achieve. This Stoic perspective doesn't deny the disappointment that comes with rejection, but it empowers you to rise above it, to see the bigger picture, and to keep moving forward with a renewed sense of purpose. By embracing this approach, you transform rejection from a source of discouragement into a powerful motivator that propels you toward the opportunities that are right for you. Rejection isn't just a barrier, it's a beacon, illuminating the path to your true potential. Reframe rejection as an opportunity for growth. Stoic philosophy teaches us that the true value of any experience, including rejection, lies in what we can learn from it. Rejection is often perceived as a sign that we are not good enough, but the Stoics would argue that it is, in fact, an invaluable opportunity for personal growth. Instead of viewing rejection as a closed door, it should be seen as a moment that compels us to pause, reflect, and adjust. Seneca, one of the prominent Stoic philosophers, once said, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." This perspective urges us to see rejection not as a judgment on our worth, but as a necessary experience that tests, refines, and ultimately strengthens us. By reframing rejection as a challenge rather than a failure, we can harness it as a powerful tool for self-improvement. Rejection often forces us out of our comfort zones, compelling us to confront our weaknesses, refine our skills, and rethink our strategies. While the immediate sting of being turned down or overlooked can feel deeply personal, the Stoics teach us to step back and analyze the situation objectively. What can this experience teach you about your approach? What gaps did it expose in your preparation, and how can you address them? Instead of allowing rejection to diminish your confidence, use it as a diagnostic tool, a way to identify areas where you can grow and improve. This shift in mindset transforms rejection from a personal slight into a constructive critique, one that you can use to become better, stronger, and more resilient in your pursuits. One practical Stoic exercise is to conduct a post-rejection analysis. When faced with a rejection, rather than immediately retreating into self-pity or frustration, take time to evaluate the factors that contributed to the outcome. Write down what went well, what could have been improved, and what external factors were beyond your control. This practice allows you to separate your identity from the event, understanding that rejection is not a reflection of your entire being, but a specific outcome shaped by various influences. By critically assessing the experience, you gain insights that can guide your next steps. Maybe it's a presentation that didn't land well, a job interview that didn't go as planned, or a relationship that didn't work out. Each scenario offers valuable lessons about communication, preparation, emotional intelligence, or even timing. These insights are like stepping stones, helping you to navigate future challenges with greater skill and awareness. Another important Stoic practice is embracing the concept of amor fati, or loving one's fate. This doesn't mean passively accepting everything that happens without striving for change. Rather, it's about embracing each experience, good or bad, as an integral part of your personal journey. The Stoics believed that every event is a thread in the fabric of your life, and rejection is no exception. By adopting this mindset, you learn to love not just the successes, but also the setbacks, understanding that both are necessary for your development. The next time you face rejection, remind yourself that this moment is a crucial part of your story. It's an opportunity to grow, to sharpen your skills, and to prove to yourself that you can rise above adversity. This resilience is not just a Stoic ideal, but a transformative way of living that empowers you to face life's inevitable rejections with grace and determination. Ultimately, reframing rejection as an opportunity for growth allows you to reclaim control over the narrative of your life. You are no longer a passive recipient of others' judgments, but an active participant in your own evolution. Each rejection becomes a lesson, a challenge that pushes you to become a more capable, thoughtful, and resilient version of yourself. This mindset doesn't make rejection painless, but it does make it purposeful. By seeing rejection as an opportunity rather than a defeat, you unlock a powerful source of motivation that drives you to continuously improve and seek out new possibilities. The Stoics remind us that growth often comes wrapped in the discomfort of rejection, and those who embrace this truth can turn every no into a stepping stone towards their greatest achievements. Detach your self-worth from external outcomes. One of the most profound teachings of Stoic philosophy is the importance of detaching your sense of self-worth from external outcomes. The Stoics believed that placing your value in things beyond your control, such as other people's opinions, job offers, or social status, leads to a life of constant anxiety and disappointment. Epictetus, a former slave who rose to become one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, taught that we should focus on what is within our control, our actions, thoughts, and responses. "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters," he famously stated. This lesson is especially relevant when facing rejection. The Stoics would argue that rejection is simply an external event, one that doesn't define who you are or diminish your inherent value. By detaching your self-worth from the outcome of specific situations, you free yourself from the emotional turmoil that often accompanies rejection and empower yourself to move forward with resilience. When we tie our self-worth to external validation, we give away our power. A job rejection, a failed audition, or a declined proposal can feel like an attack on our identity, leading us to question our abilities and lose confidence in ourselves. However, the Stoics teach us that our worth isn't determined by these transient moments. Rejection, in any form, is often the result of factors beyond our control, timing, circumstances, or simply the preferences of others. These outcomes do not define our capabilities or diminish our potential. By shifting our focus inward and grounding our self-worth in our values, efforts, and integrity, we build a stable sense of self that is not easily shaken by external judgments. This internal resilience is what allows us to view rejection not as a personal failure, but as an inevitable part of the human experience. Practicing detachment from external outcomes involves a conscious effort to change the narrative we tell ourselves about rejection. Instead of viewing a rejection as a verdict on your worthiness, see it as one event among many in the broader tapestry of your life. Remind yourself that you are the same person after a rejection as you were before it, capable, skilled, and deserving of success. A rejection does not erase your past achievements or negate your future potential. It is simply a moment that will pass. By internalizing this perspective, you can approach new opportunities without the fear of failure weighing you down. The Stoics would advise us to act with intention and give our best efforts, but to release attachment to the outcome. This mindset not only reduces the emotional impact of rejection, but also encourages a bolder, more authentic approach to life, where you are not constantly seeking approval, but are driven by your own purpose. Another key aspect of this Stoic lesson is the practice of self-compassion. Detaching your self-worth from outcomes doesn't mean you won't feel disappointed or hurt by rejection. It means allowing yourself to experience those emotions without letting them define you. Be kind to yourself in moments of rejection. Acknowledge your feelings, but don't let them spiral into self-criticism. Instead, use these moments to reconnect with your intrinsic worth, your character, your values, and your unique contributions to the world. Remember that rejection is a universal experience. It's something everyone faces, regardless of their talents or accomplishments. The Stoics teach that it's not the rejection itself, but how you interpret and respond to it, that shapes your journey. By nurturing a compassionate relationship with yourself, you can maintain your self-esteem and continue pursuing your goals with courage and confidence. Ultimately, detaching your self-worth from external outcomes is about reclaiming your power and defining your own narrative. It's about recognizing that you are not the sum of others' opinions or the results of every endeavor, but a resilient individual capable of growth, learning, and perseverance. The Stoics remind us that our true value lies not in the fleeting judgments of the world, but in how we conduct ourselves, how we rise from setbacks, and how we remain true to our principles in the face of adversity. By embracing this lesson, you build an unshakable foundation of self-worth that empowers you to transform today's rejections into the stepping stones of tomorrow's opportunities. View rejection as a test of resilience. Stoic philosophy teaches that resilience is not just the ability to endure hardships, but the strength to embrace and grow from them. Rejection is one of life's most common tests, and the Stoics saw it as an opportunity to cultivate resilience, the inner fortitude that allows us to persevere despite setbacks. Rather than viewing rejection as a sign of failure, the Stoics would argue that it is a necessary part of the human journey, an experience that tests our resolve and helps us develop mental toughness. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, often wrote in his Meditations about the importance of seeing obstacles as opportunities. He believed that adversity, including rejection, provides a chance to practice virtues like patience, perseverance, and courage. The Stoics saw rejection as a forge, a place where one's character is strengthened through the fire of challenges, making you more resilient with each test you face. When rejection strikes, it's natural to feel deflated, to question your worth, or even to consider giving up on your goals. But the Stoic approach is to see each rejection as a call to build resilience, to bounce back stronger and more determined. Resilience isn't about never feeling discouraged. It's about refusing to let those feelings dictate your actions. It's about acknowledging the setback, processing your emotions, and then choosing to continue forward. The Stoics believed that our true strength is revealed not in moments of success, but in how we respond to adversity. When you encounter rejection, rather than viewing it as a barrier, see it as an exercise in resilience. Ask yourself, how can this experience make me stronger? What can I learn about myself in this moment? By focusing on the growth that comes from each setback, you transform rejection into a valuable teacher that shapes you into a more resilient version of yourself. A practical Stoic exercise to develop resilience is to intentionally expose yourself to small, manageable forms of rejection. This could be as simple as asking for a discount at a store or trying something new and unfamiliar. These micro-rejections build your tolerance for discomfort and teach you that rejection, while unpleasant, is not insurmountable. Each small experience prepares you for the larger rejections that inevitably occur in life. The Stoics believed that by regularly facing discomfort, you build resilience like a muscle, strengthening your ability to handle the bigger challenges with grace. This approach allows you to become less reactive to rejection and more focused on the lessons it offers, viewing each setback as a stepping stone on your path to greater resilience and success. Ultimately, the Stoic view of resilience teaches us that rejection is not an end, but a test, a moment that asks us to rise, adapt, and keep moving forward. It's a reminder that setbacks are not roadblocks, but essential parts of our journey. By embracing rejection as a test of resilience, you cultivate an unbreakable spirit that not only endures challenges, but thrives because of them. This mindset transforms rejection from a source of discouragement into a powerful force for personal growth, allowing you to face the world with renewed strength and unwavering determination. Practice gratitude for the rejections that shape you. The Stoics believed in the transformative power of gratitude, even in the face of adversity. They taught that every experience, including rejection, serves a purpose in shaping who we are. Instead of viewing rejection as a purely negative event, the Stoics encourage us to cultivate gratitude for it, seeing it as a necessary part of our journey that contributes to our personal growth. Epictetus famously said, "He is a wise man who does not grieve for the things which he has not, but rejoices for those which he has." This Stoic principle can be applied to rejection by shifting our focus from what we've lost to what we've gained. Resilience, insight, and the opportunity to pursue paths more aligned with our true selves. Practicing gratitude for rejection allows us to see the bigger picture, recognizing that every setback is a step forward in our personal evolution. Gratitude in the Stoic sense isn't about forcing yourself to feel positive in the face of disappointment. It's about reframing the experience to acknowledge its value. When you encounter rejection, instead of dwelling on the door that has closed, take a moment to reflect on what the experience has taught you. Did it reveal a weakness that you can work on? Did it push you to explore new opportunities you might not have considered otherwise? Did it help you clarify what you truly want? Each rejection carries with it a hidden gift, a lesson that can guide you toward a more authentic path. By practicing gratitude, you shift your mindset from scarcity, focusing on what you didn't get, to abundance, appreciating the wisdom and growth that rejection brings. One way to cultivate gratitude for rejection is to keep a rejection journal. After each rejection, write down 3 things you've learned from the experience or ways in which it has benefited you. This practice helps you to see rejection not as a personal failure, but as a valuable part of your journey. It encourages you to actively look for the silver linings and recognize the role that rejection plays in redirecting you toward better opportunities. Over time, this practice can transform your relationship with rejection, allowing you to approach each setback with a sense of curiosity and openness rather than fear and frustration. You begin to see that rejection is not just an obstacle, but a crucial element of your growth narrative. Gratitude for rejection also fosters a deeper sense of resilience and acceptance. By acknowledging the role that rejection plays in shaping your life, you release the need to control every outcome and instead trust the unfolding of your path. The Stoics believed that everything happens for a reason, and that by embracing all experiences, including the painful ones, we become more complete and wise. This perspective allows you to move forward without bitterness, to let go of past disappointments, and to embrace the future with optimism and hope. Rejection then becomes not just something to endure, but something to be grateful for, an essential force that propels you toward a more meaningful and fulfilled existence. Ultimately, practicing gratitude for rejection is about honoring the journey and recognizing that every no plays a part in guiding you toward your true purpose. It's about appreciating the rejections that shape you, teach you, and push you to become the person you are meant to be. By embracing this Stoic lesson, you transform rejection from a source of pain into a source of power, turning every setback into a stepping stone toward a brighter and more purposeful future. Use rejection as fuel for self-improvement. Stoic philosophy teaches us that rejection can be a powerful catalyst for self-improvement. The Stoics believed that life's challenges, including rejection, are not merely obstacles, but opportunities to refine ourselves, Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, often emphasized the importance of viewing hardships as training grounds for personal growth. Rejection, he would argue, is a mirror that reflects back areas where we can improve, prompting us to evaluate our actions, refine our skills, and better understand ourselves. Instead of seeing rejection as a stopping point, the Stoics encourage us to use it as a starting point, a moment that pushes us to elevate our standards and evolve. This mindset transforms rejection from a source of pain into a motivator that drives us to work harder, think deeper, and become more resilient. By actively seeking to learn from rejection, we turn what seems like failure into an invaluable opportunity for self-betterment. When faced with rejection, it's natural to feel disheartened, but the Stoics teach us to harness these emotions as a driving force for self-improvement. The key is to shift your focus from what went wrong to what you can do better next time. Ask yourself, what did this rejection reveal about my approach, skills, or mindset? Were there gaps in your preparation? Did you communicate your value effectively? Were you pursuing something that aligned with your true strengths and passions? These questions are not meant to be self-critical, but rather self-reflective, guiding you toward actionable insights that can inform your future efforts. For the Stoics, every rejection is a prompt to reassess and refine, a chance to sharpen your tools and approach the next opportunity with greater wisdom and preparation. One practical Stoic exercise is to conduct a post-rejection review. After experiencing rejection, take time to write down your observations about the process. Identify 3 specific areas where you could improve and outline concrete steps you can take to address them. For example, if a job application was unsuccessful, you might realize that your resume could be stronger, or that you need to develop certain skills. If a personal relationship ended, you might recognize areas in communication or empathy that could be enhanced. By systematically analyzing your rejections, you create a roadmap for self-improvement that transforms each setback into a stepping stone. This proactive approach not only builds your resilience, but also ensures that every rejection propels you forward rather than holding you back. The Stoics also emphasize the importance of perseverance and continuous effort in the face of rejection. They believed that the path to mastery is rarely straightforward and that setbacks are an inevitable part of the journey. Instead of viewing rejection as a final verdict, see it as a feedback loop, a necessary part of the process that helps you iterate and improve. Thomas Edison, although not a Stoic, embodied this principle when he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." This resilient mindset aligns closely with Stoic teachings, reminding us that each rejection brings us closer to success by revealing what doesn't work and guiding us toward what does. By embracing this perspective, you turn rejection into fuel, an essential ingredient in your pursuit of self-improvement and excellence. Ultimately, the Stoic lesson of using rejection as fuel for self-improvement is about taking control of your narrative. It's about refusing to let rejection define you and instead letting it refine you. The Stoics remind us that growth often comes through discomfort and that the greatest achievements are often built on the foundations of past rejections. By committing to continuous self-improvement, you transform rejection from a source of discouragement into a driving force that propels you toward your highest potential. It's not just about bouncing back, it's about bouncing forward, stronger, wiser, and more determined than ever before. Accept rejection as a natural part of the human experience. Stoic philosophy teaches that rejection is not a personal failing, but a universal human experience. One of the key tenets of Stoicism is the acceptance of life's realities, including the inevitability of rejection. The Stoics believed that by embracing the natural ebb and flow of successes and setbacks, we can develop a balanced perspective, that helps us navigate the highs and lows of life with equanimity. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher who rose from slavery to great intellectual prominence, often emphasized that many aspects of life, including the judgments and decisions of others, are beyond our control. He taught that we should focus our energy on what we can control, our actions, our attitudes, and our responses to rejection, while accepting that rejection itself is a normal part of the human journey. This acceptance helps us to view rejection not as a catastrophic event, but as a common, shared experience that does not diminish our worth or potential. The Stoic approach to rejection is rooted in the understanding that it is not the rejection itself that causes us pain, but our interpretation of it. When we are rejected, we often internalize it as a sign that we are unworthy or incapable, but the Stoics remind us that this is simply a narrative we create. Rejection is not a measure of our value. It is merely an outcome shaped by countless factors, many of which have nothing to do with our inherent abilities or worthiness. By accepting rejection as an inevitable aspect of life, we free ourselves from the need to take it personally. We begin to see it as a neutral event, one that offers a chance to grow, reflect, and adjust without the weight of self-judgment. This acceptance fosters a sense of inner peace, allowing us to move forward with confidence, knowing that rejection is a natural, even necessary, part of pursuing our goals. One practical Stoic exercise is to adopt a broader perspective when faced with rejection. Remind yourself that every successful person, from renowned artists to world leaders, has faced rejection at some point in their journey. Consider the countless stories of individuals who were turned away only to achieve greatness later on. The Stoics encourage us to see ourselves as part of this larger human experience, understanding that rejection is not unique to us, but a universal rite of passage. By normalizing rejection, we strip it of its power to derail us emotionally. Instead of viewing it as a rare and crushing blow, we come to see it as a predictable and manageable part of life. This shift in mindset helps to reduce the emotional sting of rejection and allows us to maintain our composure and continue striving toward our objectives. The Stoics also teach the importance of maintaining perspective and not allowing any single event, including rejection, to define our sense of self. Marcus Aurelius often reflected on the fleeting nature of human experiences, reminding himself that time is a river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by, and another takes its place. This Stoic wisdom encourages us to see rejection as just one moment in a much larger, ever-flowing journey. By keeping this broader perspective, we recognize that rejection is temporary, and so too are the emotions it brings. We can choose to let these moments pass without clinging to them, knowing that they are just small parts of our ongoing story. Ultimately, accepting rejection as a natural part of the human experience allows us to live with greater peace and resilience. It helps us to navigate the ups and downs of life without losing our sense of direction or self-worth. The Stoics remind us that rejection is not a personal attack. It is simply part of what it means to be human. By embracing this truth, we free ourselves from the fear of rejection and empower ourselves to pursue our goals with renewed courage and confidence. We come to understand that rejection is not the end, but a stepping stone that moves us closer to our true potential. Let's circle back to where we began. Facing rejection, feeling the sting of lost opportunities, and questioning where to turn next. Now, as you stand at this crossroads, you've seen that rejection isn't just a door closing, it's a powerful redirection, a test of resilience, and a call to rise stronger. It's a reminder that every setback carries within it the seeds of your next great opportunity. Remember, rejection is not a verdict on your worth, but an invitation to grow, to learn, and to move forward with newfound wisdom. But knowing this is only the first step. The real power lies in what you do with this knowledge. Will you let rejection keep you down, or will you use it as fuel to propel you forward? Don't just close this chapter and move on. Take the first step today. Reflect on your past rejections, embrace them, and let them guide you toward your next opportunity. The power to change your narrative is in your hands. What will you do with it? As you go forward, ask yourself, how can I turn my next rejection into my next great leap? You've seen the path through the eyes of Stoic wisdom, but the real question remains, are you ready to walk it? Each rejection is a stepping stone, not a stop sign. It's your chance to redefine what's possible, to rise again and again, no matter how many times you're told no. Mastery of your mindset isn't just about avoiding failure. It's about embracing every part of the journey, including the bumps, detours, and unexpected turns. Life's greatest lessons aren't in the easy wins, but in the hard-fought battles, the moments when you choose to keep going despite the odds. Rejection is not an end. It's a call to action, a challenge to find new paths and pursue them with all your heart. So, imagine a future where every no is just a step closer to the yes that's meant for you. A life where each challenge strengthens you, where each closed door opens up new possibilities, and where you are in control of your narrative. That life is within your reach. The future isn't something that happens to you, it's something you create. What kind of future will you build with the lessons you've learned here? This isn't the end, it's just the beginning of your ongoing journey. Keep questioning, keep striving, and keep using rejection as a tool for growth. You've taken the first steps on a path that never truly ends. Now continue to walk it with courage, curiosity, and conviction. Drop a comment below and share your thoughts. How will you turn your next rejection into an opportunity? Let's start a conversation. Your insights could be the spark someone else needs. And if this resonated with you, hit the like button. It's a small step, but it's a commitment to your own growth. Don't forget to subscribe to keep this journey going. Every rejection is a chance to rise. Are you ready to take it?